Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome to another No BS social media update. We touched on this last week. Last week we were talking about your web home, your home site. And when we touched on Google, we touched on visibility in Google. When I'm working with clients, one of the things I'm doing is spending a lot of time looking through Google, seeing how well they're ranking in Google, seeing how visible they are in Google. Now, the interesting thing with Google is, like I said, if you have a common name, like my name, Kevin Mason, there are a lot of people with the same name, and we're all vying for the same space in Google. So if somebody, an old friend, like I said, I had that old friend who reached out from high school 35 years ago. He happened to find me through LinkedIn, and we're connected there now. But if he was thinking about me, or if you're thinking about old girlfriends or whatever it is, old boyfriends for that matter, you go on Google and you type their name in. If they've got a common name, you may not be able to find them because they're not as visible. So what we're dealing with is helping our artists, helping our media personality friends, helping, well, just the businesses we work with, making sure they're more visible. And I've done that because, especially for me, because there are so many Kevin Masons. There is an artist in England. There is he was a body painting sculptor artist. I don't know what he was, out of Sacramento, California, who's now moved somewhere. There's a former football player who was a coach, I think a college coach now, near Buffalo or Rochester, somewhere like that. There's a comedian in Atlanta. And there's a guy who works for Microsoft out in Seattle. So we're all fighting for visibility with the name Kevin Mason on Google. So if you just type in Kevin Mason, you may get me second or third. I think I'm second as of last check. I haven't checked in a while. The guy from Microsoft has jumped up ahead of number one, but that's my website. But if you go scroll further down, you'll see my MySpace page because it's been up there so long. Even though it's not getting as much activity these days, it's visible there. My Twitter account, some of my other Kevin Mason domains. So what I've actually done for my visibility online to try to help people just find Kevin Mason and find me is make sure I include a lot of pictures of me, make sure I also have a bunch of different websites, whether it's my kevinmason.com, which is my main website, whether it's, my Kevin Mason, Instagram feed, if you will, or my Twitter feed, or just all the different sites I've got. You can click those at kevinmason.biz and see some of the sites I've got. I created a lot of those sites, or my Kev TV video blog, or my I think just what I call my Road Warriors, I think is at kevinmason.us. I created that as a separate site because, well, yes, I want to drive a lot of traffic. Because I've got so many names to compete with, I've got to really make sure that no matter which one you're clicking on, hopefully you're clicking on me. Now, if people type in Kevin Mason Nashville, Kevin Mason Akron, Kevin Mason Radio, Kevin Mason Virginia Beach, or whatever it is, they're going to have a better chance of finding me because that narrows it down, because I've got, those places that I've lived, some of those places I was on the radio or whatever it is, or Kevin Mason Music Business or Kevin Mason Radio, or however they know me, it's going to help the search. But if they're just typing in Kevin Mason, so let's equate that to what you're doing. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a media personality, you never know where people have encountered you, where they will encounter you, but the goal is to make them find you easily. So I spend a lot of time with our artists, with our clients, working and making sure their visibility is high in Google. Sure, social media sites can help that, but not all the time. Again, it's not so easy. In a lot of sites, I own the domain, or I own the tag, the URL with Kevin Mason. Not all of them. When it comes to my LinkedIn account, or comes to my YouTube account, I didn't get there in time. The guy in England beat me to it, so I'm Kevin Mason Music. And that stressed me because I could have been Kevin R. Mason, I could have been the Kevin Mason, I could have been Kevin _Mason. I mean, there's so many options, but at the end of the day, I want people to be able to find me online, no matter if it's Instagram, no matter if it's Facebook, no matter if it's MySpace, whatever it is, just Kevin Mason, they know they can find me. So I know it's a lot to think about sometimes, but those are some of the things you got to think about too when it comes to your visibility. Because again, whether you're a personality, whether you're an accountant even, again, if they're just typing in accountant in your name, you want to make sure you're the only one who's that accountant, especially if you have a common name. Now, if you've got a very unique name, it's not going to be as difficult for you. But again, at the end of the day, and you can play the whole SEO, search engine optimization game, and the keywords games, and again, there are games to it all, trying to beat Google at their own game. The best way to do it, create good content online, be a lot of places online, and make sure you're consistent, make sure you're visible, make sure you're found. Go ahead and search me, and you'll see I try to be as consistent as possible. And man, I try to hit them with tonnage, because like I said, I want to make sure if they're going to look for a Kevin Mason, they're looking for me, they're going to find me. Another No BS social media update next week right here. You can always find us online, intensitysocial.com. That's where we host the videos. Our main website, intensitymedia.net. You can go there as well. Or, of course, you can always find the videos, too, on YouTube. You can subscribe so you know the minute they're in the inbox, you can view it right there. That is No BS Social is our site on YouTube. Check you next week.